Good morning. What a beautiful day. We were just joking, although it's also serious. Anytime you're talking about the Kingston waterfront, it's like a beautiful time. And so this weather could not be more perfect for what we're doing here today. It's really exciting. The downtown and the waterfront, the Rondout waterfront, is an incredibly important part of our community. And however, although it's been plagued with problems and it's been crumbling, and we hear, for years, we've been hearing and seeing the flooding that has happened based on our aging infrastructure. I think this bulkhead has been here for over maybe 200 years. And so that is a very long time, especially when we have increased weather challenges and the climate crisis, which has been brought directly to our door with, I believe it's the DEC predicting that rising sea levels will raise the Hudson about 1 to 2 feet by the year 2100, potentially reaching even 6 feet. And while 2100 may feel like a long ways off for at least me, anyone born today will be alive in 2100. And so we're talking about, it's just 80 years, right? Less than 80 years. So we're talking about our lifetime, where our Hudson may rise upwards of 6 feet. And so doing everything that we possibly can to shore up the coastline, to shore up the infrastructure here, to protect not only the existing businesses, but to also encourage smart development, to provide access to the waterfront and secure, again, the economic development and the vitality of our downtown community is incredibly important. And this is something that all of the folks here and so many more have been fighting for years. And I'm really proud that today we get to announce that we've secured $6 million in state funding to help secure the bulkhead at this part of the water. And so that is a great redo, $6 million to redo this bulkhead, which is, I think, really a step forward to making sure that we can do the entire line, and a huge injection to show that the state is really invested here. We know how important not only this community is, how important Kingston is, but the potential that we see here at the waterfront. I want to also shout out the museum, the Maritime Museum, which has been on the front lines of the changing weather challenges and the flooding. And so to be able to stabilize the museum and to make sure that we're really investing here is critical. Again, I also want to just mention, I think that this type of funding here is going to be able to really move us forward into the next phase of downtown development and prosperity. And so with that, I would like to introduce one of our incredible leaders here, Mayor Steve Noble.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you. We have been working on our Shoreline Stabilization project here on the Rondout we started this project in 2018. Before that, we had lots of plans that identified the needs along the waterfront. And we have really worked hard to be able to support the anchor institution that is the Hudson River Maritime Museum, because long before our waterfront was vibrant, our waterfront was a working waterfront. And the Maritime Museum has really helped introduce a whole new generation of Kingstonians and visitors to what a working waterfront was all about, and also how important maritime history was to the Hudson River. And to really be able to create the anchor and the synergy, and the Maritime Museum needs to be able to be here for another 100 years. And without the Senator's help, I can assure you that it will not, because it will have fallen into the creek by then. The bulkhead that we are all standing on right now has lived past its life expectancy. If you notice, everything is shifting toward the creek. There are holes that have already developed behind the bulkhead that are allowing water and land to move, and we don't want that foundation of that building to move anymore, right? And so we really need to make sure that we stabilize this downtown anchor, and we have tried to be able to work with the state of New York but we weren't able to get it done. Senator Hinchey was able to get it done with this budget process, and $6 million is a huge injection into this stretch of the waterfront, and it's a huge support to the overall work that we're going to be doing. We were here together just a little over a year ago, where we were able to get a RAISE grant to be able to help work on the streetscape side through a DOT funded source. Now we're going to be able to work on the waterfront side to not only help stabilize the shoreline, but to also put in a new waterfront walkway that we're standing on today. So with that, I just want to say thank you again, Senator. Thank you for believing in Kingston. Thank you for always being there to help bring resources to Kingston, because whenever we call, you answer, and we just want to say thank you. So all of what we see here at the Hudson River Maritime Museum could not be possible without the amazing board of directors of the Hudson River Maritime Museum, as well as the executive director, Lisa Klein, who couldn't be with us today. But it's my pleasure to be able to introduce Huntley Gill, who's the president of the board of the Hudson River Maritime Museum. Huntley?
So I think it's impossible to overestimate the importance of the Hudson River in our lives. It's why we all live here. I think it's impossible to overestimate the importance of Rondout Creek to the Hudson River. It's, as any mariner will tell you, the best piece of water between the canal system and New York Port. And I think it's impossible to overestimate the importance of this waterfront, this piece of land where we're standing. This has been serving us for access to the water, for access to the Hudson River, for access to the Midwest, for access to the city and to the world for 200 years. And there is no better place for a maritime museum than this very spot. And I think that it's impossible to overestimate the importance of this decision to invest in this waterfront and keep it going. Our whole cultural memory exists here. And I have to say that not all elected officials are wise. We are very lucky in that Senator Hinchey and Mayor Noble are very wise to invest here, and we're going to take advantage of this. We plan to reinforce our educational mission here. We plan to create a new and enhanced public space that knits us into the community and make sure that we can engage Kingston and the entire county and the entire state with this waterfront on this historic site. So we will not disappoint you, I promise you. So next,
No, you won't.
Next, I want to introduce Ward Todd of the Ulster County Chamber of Commerce.
So first, thanks to the mayor for the foresight and the senator for her great work on behalf of her constituents in this area. Both alluded to the commerce that existed here before, and that's kind of, I guess, why they asked if I'd say a couple of words, because this really was the beginning of Kingston and the Hudson River Valley area north of this region. Commerce developed on the Rondout Creek from the Hudson River, and it really led to the development of the city. And then it didn't, right? And then there was blight down here and urban renewal, and things changed dramatically. And through the hard work of so many people, including those at the Hudson River Maritime Museum, we have seen downtown flourish again. Fast forward to today, now the ability to add new bulkheads to stop this horrible increase in rainfall that we've seen, which seems to flood the museum every time there's a heavy rain. Now we'll see more commerce, more growth, more development, and a stronger, more vibrant community. So it really is important to protect this and to continue to protect it. Glad I won't be seeing Lisa and Bobby and others with their shovels in the Maritime Museum anymore. So just again, congratulations and thank you for this great news today. Thanks.
Thank you, Ward, and thank you, everyone. And I want to shout out some folks who are here with us. We've got Chrissy from Riverkeeper. We have our friends from the Hudson River Sloop Clearwater with us today. We have County Legislator Peter Criswell, and so many people who are really committed to making sure that Kingston can thrive. And just to bring it home for, if you'd indulge me for a brief moment, I grew up understanding and learning and listening and hearing about the importance of waterfront redevelopment and making sure that people had in their communities access to the water. Because if you had access to the water, a community could thrive. And my dad, along with his entire team, with Dan Ahaus, who is here with us today, really made a commitment to doing that across the Hudson Valley. Starting here in Kingston, we saw it in Newburgh, And to be able to be here with all of you, and so many of you were part of those fights and that push too. And so to be here today in this capacity, helping to bring to the next stage and really helping to solve a need to ensure that this portion of Kingston and access to the water can survive for the next 200 years is incredibly important and heartwarming to me. So thank you to everyone who's been a part of this incredible journey, and really proud that we've been able to secure the funding in the budget this year for this project. So thank you.